And welcome back to Wisconsin Doctors. We're here on location at the Fort Healthcare Orthopedic Associates Center for Joint Replacement. And we've heard from some providers so far, but now we're going to hear from a patient. I'm joined now by Linda Shiemke-Yaun, who is a hip replacement patient. Linda, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
What made you choose Fort Healthcare to get your hip replacement surgery?
Well, there were a number of things that I had to consider. One was, of course, you want to get the best care possible.
Right.
And in doing some of my research, I asked around and found that the couple of the people that I knew, they had relatives that had surgery at the Fort Healthcare, and were very impressed with how the kind of quality that they got.
Sure.
And I wanted something a place that would be close to home.
Sure.
My insurance, of course, had to be covered
Right.
With that. And by the time I got done with all the things that were important to me, one specifically being the anterior method, I was excited that I found a place that I felt very comfortable. Once I started that process, it got better and better.
Right. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Linda, I spoke a little bit earlier about the extensive preoperative education. What benefits do you feel you got from that?
Oh my. Where do I start? When we got there, it was a room full of other people that were also going to have joint replacement. And we were given a binder that had all kinds of information in it that we could go over at our leisure.
Sure.
To kind of ease us into the procedure and what would take place. And we were able to ask questions. We had other people there that could ask questions that maybe we hadn't thought of.
Right.
There is also a slideshow that we were able to see. We were able to hold that, what do you call it, the replacement in our hands and actually feel what was going to go into our bodies. But all of that just made us feel so much more comfortable. We were able to share. We didn't feel like we were alone. And by the time I was driving home, and I thought, oh my gosh, the stress kind of just left me, because I felt so much more confident that I was going to be taken care of, that they had it all laid out for me, appointments made, and it just kind of took that stress away.
And I'm glad you say that, because that's one of the thoughts behind the program, is to make this a less stressful event for the patient and their family.
Yeah.
Good.
Accomplished.
Definitely.
That's great.
Yep.
Linda, one of the things that you talked about being important to you was the quality of care. Maybe you could share just a little bit about how that was a home run for you, the quality of care.
You're probably going to have to stop me from raving about the care that I got, because from the time that I met with the doctor to the joint camp that kind of put it all in place, to having the surgery and being able to see the people that were going to take care of me in the operating room, to the care that I got after, to nurses that were so compassionate and so concerned about how I was doing, to wanting to really do something about that pain so that I would become comfortable. Every aspect of it, from the nurses coming in, when one nurse would leave, another nurse would come in and say, this kind person is going to take care of you now.
Right.
Throughout the whole entire process, the food was absolutely over the top. It was wonderful.
Okay,
I mean,
you
that
sold
was
me
like
then.
that was like the icing on the cake.
Absolutely.
But the whole process was, I just could not say enough good about these people. They just so impressed me. It was far beyond what my expectation would have been. And I would have said, oh, I had the first surgery, and then I thought, well, maybe they had 3 good days or something of good care. But then I had the second surgery, and the second surgery matched the first surgery. It just was over the top with just the most qualified people with the most compassionate and excellent care.
I wish we had a whole nother segment for you to talk a little bit more about that, but we're out of time, unfortunately.
Okay.
So.
That's okay.
Linda Shiemke-Yaun, a hip replacement surgery patient here at Fort Healthcare. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
And that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Doctors. From all of us here at Fort Healthcare, And CW57, we're reminding you to live longer and live better. We'll see you next time.